Welcome back, Facebook friends. This is Adam Sawyer, professional gentleman of leisure, and I am with Sue Taves, and we're at the Whidbey Art Studios.
That's right.
Nailed it
Got it,
again.
yeah.
I got names right, I got studios right, and this is kind of the coup de grace of our Facebook Live videos that we've been doing all weekend, because Sue is going to give us a demonstration in sculpting, was it columnar basalt? Is that what you're going to be working with?
Basalt.
Yeah, that's
Very
like
good.
my favorite type of basalt.
Yeah.
And so this is like our finale here for the Whidbey Working Artist Open Studio Tour. I think I said that right.
Yeah, that's a lot of words.
I know, I've been going back and forth with so many words. And so what we're going to do is have Sue kind of show us around, show us some of her work, the way it starts, the way it finishes. We're kind of in some of her finished pieces right now, and she'll give us a little run through the garden here, and then take us kind of back through the studio, show us some works in progress, show us some of the tools of the trade that it takes to get these things looking as magnificent as they do, and then she's going to start an actual demonstration on making this basalt into a piece of amazing art. But first, before we get into the demos and everything, what brought you to sculpt stone as a medium?
Well, I started out making a lot of art in high school, and then went off to college, got a whole other degree, and got back to it in the 90s, and started taking community college classes. And they had us work in every media, and when I got to stone, I pretty much stopped there.
Landed on it.
And I'm like, okay, I'm good. I don't need to do any others. There's something about the subtractive process.
Yeah.
You know, where you're actually taking material away instead of with clay where you're adding on.
Gotcha.
There's something about that process that I really love. And of course, the stone itself, it brings its own color and personality. And,
right.
You know, it's like I never met a stone I didn't like.
You and me both.
So,
you and me both, sister.
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah. So, it's just a constant source of inspiration.
Does that make it difficult in terms of, you mentioned it's a subtractive process, like if you make one false move, are you kind of back to square one almost?
Well, if you make one false move, what happens is you end up making something smaller.
There you go. Super reductive.
Yeah, so it's
we went from medium to small.
See, I have small work. And
That's right.
Some of those come from that.
From that? Wow.
Yeah, but sometimes they're happy accidents.
Sure.
They don't ever feel that way at the time.
Well, like you said, you never met a stone you didn't like, and so it
Yeah.
winds up being what it's going to be, right?
Well, the stone has a personality. I like to think of it as, okay, the stone didn't really want to be that.
Well, there you go.
So it's like, okay, we're on to plan B.
Perfect.
You know, and if you get
This is me now.
If you get way down to the alphabet, sometimes you just put it aside for a while and say, okay, never mind.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, so we've been talking to artists all around Whidbey Island, and how long have you been on the island here now?
I've been here 15 years now.
So what brought you to Whidbey as an artist? What called to you?
It's so beautiful here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just crazy. You get to live where there's water and mountains and trees.
Exactly.
And so that's great, but it was really the creative community.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I met people who lived here and started coming up here and visiting.
Right.
And it was just... everybody's so supportive of the creative process.
That's
and
what
not
I've been
just
hearing.
because there's a lot of other artists, the businesses,
Right.
and the community really gets behind you.
Yeah.
And everybody loves to encourage people's crazy, wild-haired ideas. I think
that's supportive. And I've been hearing that from just about everybody. It's this warm, supportive community.
It is, and it's a great place to learn because people are really generous and welcoming. You know, it's kind of like, hey, a new artist on the island. I'm sure I can learn something from you. That's cool.
Well, and it's all art, right? It's like music and writing and photography and all mediums
and food.
of art. Yes,
Oh,
there you go. The culinary scene, which I'm discovering is amazing here.
Yeah.
Which is incredible. In such a small space to have that much, that many world-class artists I'm still having trouble wrapping my mind around.
Right. Oh yeah. There's somebody said once you can't walk out your door and throw a rock without hitting an artist, which I don't recommend.
A damn fine one at
that.
But the rock wants to be a projectile.
But it is a really cool thing about the island, and it reminds me of going to Europe.
Right.
Where art was really part of the culture.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's so great to live in a place where art is really part of the
culture.
Part of
the life and the culture.
People talk about having fine art in their homes and wanting to eat fine food and listen to live music, and
Just an amazing
you know,
quality of
going to
life
the
place.
Shakespeare Festival,
Yeah.
you know, and stuff like that. It's like you can do this and live in a little town at the same time.
That's
It's
heaven.
the best of all worlds.
Sounds like
Exactly.
heaven. Well, let's.
So when are you moving, Adam?
I know. I'm gonna be spending a lot of time here if I have anything to say about it. Well, let's do a little walk around. I'm gonna go into switcheroo mode here on my camera, and I am gonna follow you as you show us some of your favorite pieces here, and take us to the back for your demo.
Okay. Well, you know, they're all like my kids.
Yes,
or
they're all
my
my
dogs,
children.
I guess.
I love
so
them
you know,
equally.
they're all favorites.
Right. Well, this
but,
is one that we've been standing
yeah,
by.
so
that-
this is Cathedral. This was actually cut with a wire saw. This is a piece of basalt, and it looks the same or very similar on the other side.
And what's interesting then is you have something like this that just
So
incredibly
this is very
smooth.
rounded. So this is actually one of the pieces that I finished from, I went to Italy this spring and got to carve and brought some pieces back in process, and I just finished this one last week. So
Gorgeous.
so it's on a turning pin, so you get to see the whole 360.
Well, and I love the differences in all of these. It's
Yeah.
not like there's just one type of stone art,
No,
is there?
I like to work with a lot of different stone. Back
Yeah.
to the, you know,
Well, this
most
thing
stone
right
is
here-
petrified wood.
This thing I adore.
Oh yeah, this turns, so you get to see the scene. And this, you know, this is kind of my homage to where we live. You
Yeah.
know, it's like, you know, the mountains and the
Mountains
water.
and the water.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
take us through
so,
the,
So
show
yeah,
us some
this
of your
is the
tools.
finished work, and
This is great. We've got all the folks here for the Open Art Studio Tour.
And this is now my workspace, and I have works in process all through here. I like to work on multiple things at one time, as you probably can see.
It's good.
And
It's
I
good
do my
demo.
own metal work, so I have a metal working station here where I can bend metal, a welder, you know, welding table, you know, all the tools a gal needs to
Yeah.
make art, which is great.
Sherry says, we love you, Sue.
Oh, good. You too, Sherry. And then these are some of the tools. So I do a lot of cutting with an angle grinder with a diamond blade. So that's how you do a lot of the initial shaping. And then you can shape it with a cup wheel. And then work out some of the detail work with more diamonds, right?
Awesome.
So there's lots of tools, and then all hammer and chisels and all
Yeah.
of the basic tools as well. But today we're going to do the chainsaw.
We've got a big tool.
Yeah, so I've got my new tool, which is a diamond chainsaw.
Oh, let's check that
And I'm
out.
going to go ahead and try to get it started. You know how engines can be.
I do.
So,
Sounds great.
Yeah, go ahead and turn it on. Okay. You're fine. What I did yesterday. Cut this out of there. So. Okay, everybody ready?
Go back inside. Bring you guys back in. That's going to take a while for Sue to get all the way through that. I want to thank Sue Taves for her time, but I also want to take you guys, because this is the last video, just take a stroll through this studio to let you guys see exactly what it means to come out here and enjoy the open studio tour, because there's artists everywhere in here. We've got glasswork, more glasswork. We also have, I'm going to do the switcheroo again. Just all sorts of mediums. And then this is one of my favorite mediums right here. Actually, I'll be diving in on this here momentarily. But there's also photography, there's painting, galleries of all sorts. And this is why. So thank you guys for tuning in and coming with me to visit some of these artist studios. I want to thank Whidbey Camano Islands. I want to thank everyone who had me out, took the time to let me show you guys what it means to come out to the Whidbey Working Artist Open Studios Tour. So you've got the rest of today to come on down, check out these artists, or you can go to whidbeyworkingartist.com and download that brochure, as I mentioned. And if you didn't make it out this year, hopefully you get to come out next year. This has been an amazing experience, and I hope to be out again next year, and I hope to see you guys out here next year as well. Until then, enjoy.